Ah, okay. So this is another mountain map. Cool. Well, welcome. This is a nomad start. Players start with villagers all over the place. You start with 6 of them here. And this is called the Pamir Mountains. Now, if you know nomad starts and mountains, you will know it's actually not easy to drop TC positions if there are mountains. Now, this is a nomad start without the wood to build a TC. So it's kind of like a land nomad start. So players actually, they start with a lumber camp, and then once they get the wood, they'll be able to build the TC. What this gives them is time to scout the map with goats. It might feel a little rude for the players to not start with enough wood for the TC, but I actually think it'll be better for them because they can make a decision on where they place their TCs. We got MBL in the red, playing as the Burmese. We got Ganji in the blue, playing as the Koreans. And Ganji saw MBL as well with the Korean villager line of sight. And the way it works here in this series is to determine the first point, it is 3 separate 1v1s. Whichever team wins that best of 3 gets the first point. And I would say that really favors MBL's team. He is the friend in WeSports and friend. And yeah, we'll see. Now, where do you want to build your TC? You normally want your TC on a wood line. But like maybe if you already have a lumber camp here, it might be worth dropping a TC on the berries if you knew about it. Ganji, it's easy. Ganji can come over here. He's got a horse too. Both players do. So Ganji could just scout here. Does MBL know he has a horse? Did he move that? Okay, he's been moving that around. And MBL is just going to TC nearby. And underneath the TC, it at first glance looks like a weird TC, but he'll have a boar there. He'll have some deer. And he still has the lumber camp for wood. Nearby will be some berries. This is kind of like an Arabia situation for MBL, where you travel to take wood. But Ganji is up on the hill. And they are right next to each other here. And Ganji sees that TC too. So this is going to be very interesting. Very awkward map to play here. Yeah, this is game 1. And I think Ganji should be like... I think Ganji's a really tricky player to play against if he has a civ like Koreans and a hill. He's really good with those types of positions, so... I want to see, can this villager make it to the TC right now? Oh, he can. Okay, cool. Ganji forgot a house. Oh, crap. Brutal. Brutal. Get loom. Oh, didn't actually have the wood for the house right away because he only chopped enough for the TC. Oh, this start from MBL is super smooth. He had the house before his TC went up. And Ganji's going to be later to the TC, getting pop cap 2. Ganji's going to be down by 3 bills. Yikes. So nice job from MBL. But res collected should reflect that MBL has 3 more vills. And if you look at vills in terms of even just timing, right? If you're trying to go like for a 10-minute feudal age, for example, MBL should be there a little bit, minute and a half faster, which is huge. So I'd say the start has been awkward here for Ganji. Getting this gold could be doable. Getting this stone and gold could also be very doable. It will be tough for MBL to really disrupt Ganji if Ganji walls this. Reboot. In this tournament, the first game is determined by 3 separate 1v1s. So it's still this tournament. It's just 1v1s at the start. MBL is going to aim to bring in this boar. Does Ganji know about that boar? Is Ganji going to Ganji's going to lame with the horse. I don't think MBL would be expecting this, but MBL has his own horse around, and he was planning on blocking the boar. Look at that little trick there from MBL. He de-aggroes the boar with the house. Now he's getting blocked again. He de-aggroes the boar again. Dude, you can't lame him. You can't. He doesn't care. This guy doesn't care. Ganji, just give up. You can't do it. Can you do it? He missed with the house. He hits with the house. And now the boar is pretty close by, and MBL is near the TC, and Ganji just passes by. Had to place some house foundations there, but well played from MBL. Well played from Ganji as well, to at least try that. But MBL knows the board, the tricks of the boar. I find it crazy that, like, so MBL, for those that don't know, it's his initials. MBL is his initials. But it works perfectly because the Master Boar Lamer or the Master Boar Lurer is what a lot of people assume MBL stands for. Here goes a mill for Ganji to take the deer. Do you guys want to hear a funny story about MBL's current name? So it was like last year, right? He was having a rough period where he was losing games, and it was just MBL. And he kept losing games to Viper. And he goes like, he said, he was like, well, Viper's not Viper. He's the Viper. Maybe that does something. So I'm going to become the MBL. So now, because he just, you know, had a light bulb moment, he added the, and now he's the MBL. I mean, he's still a beastly player. I don't know if it's changed anything, but I remember him saying that on stream, and he said it with seriousness. MBL is just so funny, man. He's just unique. He's so unique. Anti-demon. Yeah, go for it, dude. The anti-demon. Guys, if you ever run into someone with the in front of their name, that is the story, okay? There's no other explanation. All right, so 5 villagers from MBL. He wants to tower rush. And he's gone fast feudal. But where can he tower rush right now? He can't really get through. Especially if Ganji builds the houses here. And MBL's horse goes down. MBL is trying to think about how he can get through. MBL is going to tower, like... Well, not nothing, but he's really only going to be able to tower here. Now, I think the benefit of going fast feudal with Burmese is you get the wood upgrade, which is kind of nice. But the tower doesn't really deny anything right away. It might be able to range a villager or two underneath the TC. But Ganji can just go this way. The pathing is super weird. But he could just go this way. Is he going to try and take this boar? Ooh, okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ganji. 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 No. He's going to have to change his name to the Ganji now. Oh, crap. Well, villager down. He got distracted, guys. He started to get attacked here. And I think he reacted to this. And he just doesn't want MBL to get through. I still don't know exactly what MBL can do. But wait a second. MBL's over here? How did he get there? This is such a weird map. Anyways, that tower is a good tower to take the stone away from Koreans. And here we go. Ganji bringing in the boar. It'd be crazy if this villager spots the tower because of the Korean villager line of sight. Oh my god, MBL is here with Vils. MBL might have noticed that. And tower goes up. Villager's still walking by with the boar. Type a 1 in chat if you are so glad you're not playing this map right now. Dude, this... all the choke points and like all the random hills. It just looks so awkward. But it is fun to watch. And it's a pretty good situation for MBL right now. I mean, he's been the aggressor. Now, losing these 2 vills wouldn't be good. And he's trying to escape. And the horse is there. The horse is there. The horse is blocking. But now the tower is there. And the tower is going to hit the vill. And Ganji's villager dies. Yikes. And another one could go down. Oh, no. Well, MBL lost one. But now the next tower could hit Ganji again. Ganji needs to find stone elsewhere. Ganji's on stone here. I think you can just give this area up. Messy, messy, messy. I think MBL having access to berries here would be really nice. At least you have... yeah, he's got like the berries. He's got the deer. It feels like his eco is much better than Ganji's right now. And we'll see if MBL can save this vill. He's not really known as the greatest quick waller. But that's pretty much the only way he saves this. Ganji's not going to let him escape, though. And Ganji's blocking with the horse. There's no way you save that Vil. There's only one person who saves that Vil. And he's not playing. Another tower here from MBL. Gets denied by a counter tower from Ganji. And MBL just kind of macroing behind. Berries, deer. Everything's looking pretty smooth. But if Koreans make it to the next stage, their towers become guard towers. Immediately. Could be really strong. I think the lack of food eco is my worry for Ganji right now. He's got like this one villager on deer. There's no berries for him to take. He would have to somehow make it over here and take the deer and the boar. Farming's kind of tough too because he's tucked into this little area. And he can't really escape. He's got a tower from MBL on either side. The Mr. Pat, hello, says, just got Twitch today. You're the first person I followed after I seen you on YouTube. Well, welcome. Welcome. Pay no attention to the person just made a joke towards you. That person is on my side as a streamer as a monitored suspicious user. Yes. You're on the naughty list, sir. How dare you? How dare you say that to someone who makes it to the stream for the first time? Welcome, though. Welcome, welcome. Thank you, Tide Hunter, for gifting the sub to Mr. Pat, too. Look at that. That was very nice. Listen, I'm a big Ganji fan. I am not a big fan of Ganji's position. This seems awkward. Surrounded by towers. Can't easily move around. MBL's going to drop even another tower now. And I also like the outposting from MBL. But now he seems to know that Ganji's got most of the resources over here. Yeah, Captain Bubs, the first series ended. If the title of the stream isn't updated, this is a little wink-wink to my mods to possibly help me out there. Or maybe you need a refresh. But, oh god. MBL's got more Vils. And here comes Ganji with a boar out of nowhere. Ganji needs this food. But Ganji, who's going to kill this boar? Ganji! Ganji! Quick! Quick wall! Okay. Alright, that's one way to do it. Eventually that boar will die. Nice plays there from Ganji. He also was fighting MBL off here. Sick quick walls. But, like, this is just not good, dude. This is so messy. I think if MBL just idles his TC a little bit, he'll be in Castle Age before you know it. He's got 5 Vils in queue and 300 food in the bank. So, really good transition here towards Castle Age for him. T90, I used to watch your videos on YouTube as well for like 2 years. Then I found out you streamed. I love your voice when studying or anything. Yep. But I do prefer watching the tournaments on YouTube. Kick. Okay. Well, thanks. Thank you. Ganji needs to make it to Castle Age here. And then all these towers could maybe push back the towers from MBL. That's his way back. It's his Civ bonus. He's going to sell stone even. Anything he can do to get the gold to buy food. And then here he is... he's... I mean, things are happening. Is MBL spear rushing right now? Burmese spear rush, baby. You get the extra attack with your infantry with Burmese. And he is mixing in spearmen with his villagers so he could batter down the villagers from Ganji. And it's working really well. That's sick. And he's going to just make another tower. Just continues to fully surround Ganji. Dude, this is MBL in his comfort zone. A messy game with no meta where you make it awkward for the opponent. Yeah, this is exactly what MBL wants. And this is the perfect start for his team. The Ganji's going to lose another villain here, most likely. But Ganji did get walls down. So actually, MBL can't escape. Hold on. I think MBL might have just played himself. Ooh, he distracts with the spearmen so the tower doesn't hit the Vils. And then he can complete his own tower. MBL's tower kills that Vil. Oh, Ganji still has the Vil over here that dies. Oh, no. And now MBL's attacking here as well. There's more towers over here. MBL's Vils are trapped. And we'll see how long they survive here. It seems like he will lose these and things will be pretty even. But again, the food eco is just so good for MBL. We might actually see MBL delete a farm here. He might click the farm and steal it. Yeah, he's trying. He's definitely trying to steal the farm. You have to make sure there's no farmers on the farm, and then you can take it and delete it. Classic farm heist. Listen, these are friendly farmers. They just want work, okay? They haven't had a job in so long. Ganji pre-deletes so his farm doesn't get deleted. Look at all the work to kill one MBL Vil. Oh, man. Okay. So, Beery, who I made a video on, the title of the video was Most Annoying Player of 2022. He steals farms when he goes for his tower rushes, and he'll go right underneath the TC. Because no one expects it, and he'll just walk right up, and he'll just click it, delete it, run away. It's hilarious. Unless it's happening to you, then you just lost a farm, so... Look at the HP on Ganji's Vils here. Someone get a monk. What's the monk I need a monk taunt? Is that 18? Look at all the weak farmers here. It must really hurt the morale. MBL's on the way to Castle H. And I think he's going to drop a castle. I think this area is the perfect spot for it. You can't easily place a castle in a lot of these locations, so... And Ganji's also going to click up. Impressive holds, because this really has not looked easy. You also take down this tower, which feels really important. So, between 2013 to 2015, I played on the HD edition. And there was a player who was in, like, the top 20 there. It was a good friend of mine from the US. He hasn't played in years, or at least he doesn't play on the same Steam account, because I'm still friends with him. And last I checked, he hasn't been online since 2015. But his name was 18 Rabbit. And back on HD, if you had a number at the front of your name, when you would advance to the next stage, the taunt would play like it was a message, right? So when 18 Rabbit would make it to feudal, it would say, "Monk, I need a monk," every single time. Or, like, when he'd make it to any age. So, I don't know if 18 Rabbit watches my videos, remembers me at all. But, yeah, we go way back. Played a lot of games against him. He taught me a lot. Yeah, it's a shame that doesn't work that way anymore. But it used to work that way. I think lots of people had, like, a couple taunts at the front of their username. Okay, so this castle is going to make life really awkward for Ganji. He's going to have to abandon his town center. Ganji is like... He's in a frozen hell right now. He can't, like... Think about where he can go. He can't really go to the south at all. MBL also walled up some of this. Sort of, kind of. And MBL's castle will range... Well, if he gets Bodcanero, I think it ranges the town center. Also, MBL's got so much, like, space. Like, I don't know how the map typically generates, but now it's looking way better for MBL. Always was, but, like... Because he took control, he's just got all of his resources to breed. Ganji's just choke point galore. He just drops a castle here. And down will go Ganji's TC. So he'll be a player without a town center. And it's just not looking good. And MBL is going to go fast imp. He's going to go up to imp. Crazy. Wow, what a crazy job from MBL. To go tower rush, castle drop, fast imp like that. Almost like it was part of the plan the whole time. Super smooth. Also, I think Ganji misclicked. I don't think he... Well, maybe he did try and get forging because he's going to be making scouts. I think Ganji saw the he saw the monasteries, and he thinks there's going to be monks. So he's getting forging for scouts. But it's just so cramped. And you can't even tell where you can move and where you can't. Like, I would have never guessed that you could walk through there over the cliff. There's no small mountain mod, by the way. You could go small trees, but there's no small mountain mod. That's just part of the map. So yeah, that's an issue. We have devotion now. Yeah, Ganji's expecting MBL to go heavy monk play, so he's getting the light cav and devotion. Good text to get if you're expecting that. And MBL is actually going monks with Trebs. That's the plan. MBL can see the stable, though, and now sees the scouts. And knows the units are going to move through this way. So it's going to be wagons and light cav for Ganji. There's rebuilding a TC now. Falling behind in Vills. It might be worth it to, like, YOLO a bunch of Vills over here. Like, get Vills far away from where the action is, and then maybe if you survive at your main base, that eco is a nice little safe area for you. But this has been interesting. There's a category, there's a scenario that's old that's called wall builders. And there's just choke points, and someone chases you with rams and you build walls. This kind of feels like a advanced wall builders map. Nice snipe there from Ganji on the monk. Where you just, like, would want to block the choke points with things. And that's the whole game. MBL has spearmen to protect his monks. And he's known for some pretty sick monk micro. MBL does have sanctity. And even with devotion being in, 2 war wagons get converted. All the monks go down, though. I'm more worried for the Trebs right now, for Ganji. MBL will have to take out the towers first, but once those towers are down, the TC and the castle can be ranged. MBL up in age, and also up in Vills right now. And was able to snag a relic. But his army's not the most convincing. Just monks and spears. That's actually really good with the Burmese, but it's not like a standard army right now. I think MBL wants to drop another castle. He is going to drop that. And then Ganji trying to get close to these monasteries with towers. He's going to get close to killing a monk and fail there. But then the tower goes up. And the tower kills one. And MBL backs away. Still, though, if these Trebs now take out your castle and your TC and there's nothing you can do about it, that's very bad. And Ganji can't make progress here. MBL's got too many monks. MBL will have more war wagons than Ganji has soon. He says, thank you very much. Yeah, this is MBL's game. And Ganji calls the GG. I think it was just such an awkward start for Ganji. He was down in 3 Vills in Castle Age, and then he got completely surrounded with towers. I think it was actually a really good performance from Ganji, despite the loss. But MBL, the favorite in this game, gets the win for his team. So, no wins on the board yet. To get the first win in this best of 5, we now need, or, well, not we, but like, well, yes, WeSports and friends need Leary or a Hart to win their 1v1. And I don't know who we'll see next, but one of them will come in. MBL's eco was just insane that game. But he had more space. Like, I just kind of feel, I don't know, it's not the fairest of maps. Like, based on the start, it felt like Ganji couldn't naturally really take all this, like, open space. He was just stuck in the mountains. But maybe there's something players have to focus on there at the start. Maybe they have to think about that. But, again, MBL played well. Ooh, this will be interesting in a 1v1, won't it? So, there's no point on the board yet. Though before this, MBL won his 1v1 against Ganji. If Hart wins this 1v1 for his team, they get 1 point on the board, and then we move into 3v3 team games. In the blue, we have Hart, a player I wouldn't have normally associated with closed maps, but would have said the same for Leary, who was the other option. And he is up against Vodka here. Vodka, a player good on pretty much all settings, I think really underrated. And this is a regicide, fortress-style game. You start with a castle, barracks, and a king. But there's these trade workshops, and they give you resources. Now they only give you food, and Hart almost ran directly into the castle from Vodka and almost lost the game right there. Oh my goodness. You got to be really careful you don't lose your king. But yeah, Hart has now collected a workshop with a scout and collected a workshop with his king. So he has 2 workshops bringing him food, and there's 0 workshops bringing food in for Vodka. Now, I don't know like how significant that is. We could pay attention to it. It doesn't seem like Vodka's pushing deer with his scout right now. It doesn't seem like it's huge. Another thing, though, is you can actually use this workshop as a market, so you should be able to buy and sell resources from that if you have one. And Hart's just getting them all. So that's good work. I think Vodka opted to push deer. So, and Hart is opting to take control of these things. A king won't be killed by a scout in Dark Age. In Feudal Age, that's where the scout becomes faster than the king, and that's where that could be risky. But having your king out right now is not a risk. You just need to make sure your king isn't out there too far away from home. And then in the middle is a monument. The monument also gives you resources. It also just gives you food, I think. And then there's 3 relics in there. So we might see players make a petard to take out the wall and break in to get the relics. But lots of different things to look at on this map. Yeah, MBL is on this team, and MBL doesn't have the best of experiences with kings and castles. So I don't know if MBL just had a heart attack watching his teammate there. But I like Bengalis here a lot. The additional vills you get is perfect for a fast castle map. Also, the Wrath is a great unit if you start with the castle. So I actually think I prefer the Bengalis here, but the Genoese crossbow could be strong too. And Italian's cheaper to get up to the next stage is really nice. Hart's had more of these workshops, and Hart's collected a lot more food here. So, like, this is not great right now for Vodka. Come on, Vodka, get one. There we go. Like, every time he gets one, he loses it. Chat, can we, since we don't have a lot else to talk about, can we do something that we don't do enough? And can we please rate the outfits of the kings on a scale of 1 to 10? Starting with Vodka's king. Thoughts? Give me a rank here as he runs around. Oh, he could lose his... He could lose his king! He's gonna lose his king! The king is slower than a scout! That king's gotta get home! That king is going to die, I think. Vodka, oh my goodness. He stopped running to click up the castle. He's dead. Or does he know he's dead? I think the same thing that happened to MBL happened. He told that king to garrison. And then when it gets attacked, it stops. GG. GG. Game over. I give this king a ranking of 0 out of 10 dead. GG. Dead king. Well, well played from Hart. Hart was had fantastic scout micro there, and WeSports wins the first point. Vodka, maybe he was drunk. I don't know. You know, he's named Vodka. You know, maybe it started a little bit later in the day. It's a Sunday. You know, who knows? Okay. Well, positive would be that I think that WeSports have the better 1v1 players and probably would have gotten the first point anyways. We now move into the team games. So, all right, so a lot to talk about here, friends. And so I really don't have time to introduce the players. On this map, you start with villagers on the shoreline on pre-built farms, okay? And then players can, obviously, since they have villagers here, choose to dock right away. And you have trees around your town center. You have farms around your town center as well. And there's most of the stone and gold on the map long term is actually over here towards this corner, but there's also a lot of hunt. So both teams have Mongols because they'll want to take advantage of this hunt. Obviously, there's a big river through the middle. There's also fish there too. So there could be fishing, there could be farming, and there will be so much happening. A build that a lot of teams have gone for is this right here. The early barracks to try and disrupt all these villagers here. We got to put the teams up here. My bad. Now that it's officially team games, we got RoR and friends, and then WeSports and friends. Okay, there we go. So Ganji's in the pink, playing as the Slavs. Militia are on the way. Now, from the little tidbits that we just learned from WeSports, they clearly didn't watch any of the other games and maybe don't expect this because there's no Loom for MBL. He may need to queue up Loom here because there's militia here. Now, I'd seen a bunch of the games and saw the potential of this, and I expect it from multiple players, actually. We saw 3 or 4 players do it in one game. And MBL didn't think that early militia play could happen. That's going to be a dead villager for him. And the other villagers to be pushed away. So Ganji, this is a good opening, but Loom is in. MBL will likely lose this villager here. Vodka might make the move over here for the hunt at some point. Looks like he brought in some elephants towards his TC. And we have a mill from Leary doing the same. So the Mongol players are obviously bordering the water there. And MBL's villager goes down. Okay. Is this the same at Vodka that does observing for some tournaments? Yes. He's a really good player. So MBL has had a really rough start here. And an amazing opening from Ganji. He hasn't added fishing ships, but he did kill the villager and slow things down. I'm noticing Vodka's at 15 vills. I guess Vodka didn't add fish. Okay, so that makes sense. The eco count is just lower because he didn't add fish. And every single WeSports player did add fishing ships. And we have Hart on the way up right now to Feudal Age already with the Khmer. So I think Hart will probably go for scouts. Maybe add a fire galley or 2. And oh my god, Vodka. Holy dude. Guy can't get his king into his castle, but he could bring in 3 elephants at the same time, and we gotta pause. What a time to pause! Oh boy, okay. He's gonna have to regain focus. That should be doable for him, though, right? He does have Loom, but you gotta weaken them all with the TC with 1 shot, I think, and then volley it down with the Vills, and then you should be fine. Not sure what the pause is for, but we should be back in business soon. Yo, Jack, what's up, man? Thank you for 32. Gave you a bit of a shout-out earlier, by the way, for all the help with Hidden Cup. Appreciate that again. Leary's dessert arrived. We don't know that. It could just be maybe a mouse issue or something. Yes. But Leary did say sorry, go. So Leary was probably getting an extra bite or 2 from his meal. I hope not. Here are the elephants. And he weakened 1 of them with the TC. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay. Oh, he shot the one with the TC? Like, in my opinion, like, I don't know about you guys, but anytime there's a pause, more than just 2 seconds, I lose my rhythm. So maybe that happened to Vodka there, but, you know, it happens. Militia come this way from Ganji. It's still Vodka got a lot of food underneath that TC, still choosing not to mill on the outside. Waiting to see what Hart will do. Lots to follow on this map. Like I said, it's not easy to follow, but the games get crazy. And Stable's going to go up here for Hart. He will make scouts. And the uptimes are pretty late here for Kamigawa and also for Vodka. Ganji clicks up just now as well. But I would say that Hart's going to have a lot of potential to kill with these scouts. There's still villagers on the farms, right? And if Hart could add a fire galley as well, like, this is an amazing start for WeSports. Hart seems to have had the best start in the game so far. And this is before we talk about Leary, who is kind of untouched, taking all these elephants out in the side. Does get a little dicey after a while. You could lose villagers if they're on low HP. But could see a stable here from Leary as well. Or could see him considering going fast castle here into a couple Lancers with the Mongols. I think that's Vodka's plan, by the way. Vodka's up already. Going for the stable. And yeah, I think we're going to see Lancers from him. Now, Kamigawa didn't leave the middle with villagers when his opponent hit Feudal Age. And his opponent hit Feudal Age a long time ago. And I've got to be critical there. Maybe forgot about the villagers out here. But that's 2 vills down. And that's going to be 3 vills down unless he can get a quick wall. And so this is not looking good right now for RoR. His vill loss is everywhere I look. I mean, the start was good. The start was good to disrupt MBL. But now Ganji's got to leave. MBL's on archers. And Hart, MBL, and Leary looking strong. There's the blacksmith and the stable on the front for Leary. With the farmers. And still has the hunt back here to fund everything. And Leary's going to be up to Castle Age. Every time I look back here, bringing in and weakening a new elephant. And so far hasn't lost a villager there. So this tent actually gives pop space. So this is just Hart being annoying. And going to take away some pop space there. Kamigawa clicks up. Vodka clicks up. And then Leary clicks up to Castle Age. So at this point, the fishing ships for RoR are not going to bring in any resources. And every WeSports player has fishing ships. Ganji adding scouts to support the team. He'll want to get some farming eco rolling. Walls going up everywhere from Kamigawa, dropping a tower on his gold because he's worried MBL's archers will come to him. But Ganji might need to do the same here. Because we have Hart and MBL both making progress. Both coming towards this gold. Oh, there's actually a hole there? Did you see that? I think there's a hole there. And Ganji's actually just going to leave his gold right now. And get out of here. I keep thinking you're saying fish and chips instead of ships. Fish and... Oh, God. Fishing ships. Sorry. Yeah, you're not the first person who's told me that. And now it's in my head again. Thank you. Oh, man. Quick walls from Leary. The scout from Vodka sees this. And nice snipe there for Vodka. I mean, if Vodka or Leary... Actually, mainly Vodka. Vodka can get step lancers here. Leary's going to lose 10 vills. Vodka isn't keeping his villagers out there. So his villagers are actually safer. But he then doesn't have the hunt all the time. And Ganji dropping a tower on the back of his base. This is just so much pressure from Hart and MBL. Look at the population difference for WeSports. So much more. They've got more eco and they've got more army. This is like... Last time I saw this map, the game was so close. And this right now, as Vodka gets a nice snipe there. Looking like could get a bit away from RoR if they're not careful. I think Knights from Berbers is a great game plan. You've got cheaper stable units. So it's the Civ to be doing this right now. A Kamigawa defense, barely. Here's a TC now for Vodka near the hunt on the outside. We'll send his step lancers here to protect because I think he's paranoid. He'll be fine. Hart's on the way up. Still has scouts roaming around. MBL, not up yet. But is melee, so when he clicks, it should be pretty speedy. Vodka's got 9 lancers to Leary's 5. But Leary did the right thing. This is a really good TC spot. It's near more elephants, and it's also on some wood and gold. Still, bases are very exposed. I'd say Vodka's the key right now for this team. Like, he's in the best position to do something if he can get the Lancer numbers up. It feels like they're getting a bit of a groove now. Initially, at the start, I think just because they lost control of water and those villagers so quickly, it was a problem. But now... If they can bring Lancers and Knights to the water, they could actually kill the fishing ships too. very difficult map to play. MBL's archers still not really finding any engagements. And Ganji's on the way to Castle Age here. Couple scouts from Heart. We'll find a villager pick. It really hurts if you're using knights to chase down scouts at this stage of the game, but he's got no other choice. And here come the Lancers from Vodka. 7 Lancers in the group. Leary should know this is coming. So he'll need to prep his own. I think, is his Lancer stuck in the trees? I think Leary built his stable right next to a 1-tile gap in the trees. And the Lancer's stuck. He might actually get multiple units stuck in there. Technically, since it's a Lancer, I guess it could attack and be attacked, funnily enough. Let's see. That's so funny. Any other unit, it couldn't do anything. But that's smart from Vodka, because now another unit can get trapped. Let's go. Another TC from Vodka. And Knights here from Kamigawa on Heart. But Heart hops into houses, and Heart's going to complete that TC just in time. That's really well played from Heart. I'm really curious on MBL right now, because he's the only player playing archers in this game. And this map is, like, really big. So it's kind of hard to find the right spots for... It's like, by the time you get anywhere with your archers, it feels like the opponent has enough knights to clear you up. Also, you can eat camels. Reminder. Not in the actual game, but on this map. Seems like Ganji knows MBL's TCing this with his militia. Leary's still defending here. And MBL will likely complete this TC. Okay. I mean, the game's stabilized. It still feels like the economy is way stronger for WeSports. And at least mainly due to MBL's archer number, the military count's higher as well. But, like, I'm still not sure the archer number necessarily plays a big factor if MBL doesn't move forward with it. I think Vodka used the Lancers to kill the elephants, so Leary can't eat them. That's something I never thought of. Couple Lancers towards the middle there for Vodka. They will go down to Knights. MBL advancing out across the map with the crossbows finally. A couple Vil picks from Ganji. Here are the scouts from Heart, who's been so active in this game. Heart has had such a great game. Feels like Kamigawa is just really behind economically compared to some of the others right now. But I don't think you need to have as many villagers with the Berbers, because your stable units are cheaper, so there is that. Feels like every single player for WeSports has a monastery, just to have some knights in their eco, monks in their eco if knights show up. Pretty smart move. And Heart kills 2 more Vils, but he's going to lose the knights in the process. There's a knight from Ganji on MBL. MBL still has monks around, though. So a little sloppy for him, but he'll defend. And now his crossbow army's made it to Ganji's base, where Ganji doesn't have the army to defend right now. 3 TCs for MBL, 4 for Leary, and then just 2 for Heart. But Heart's got lots of army pumping right now. And Heart Skimmer, so should have a really smooth economy. MBL has a villager who is building houses in the back of his opponent's base. MBL, why don't you do that in 1v1s, bro, with the amount of times you get housed? I've been telling MBL to have one villager build houses for years. And there he goes. I mean, knowing MBL, he's probably going to build this up a siege push or something back there. But yeah, this is not looking great right now for RoR, guys. Like, initially, the Lancers could have been it. Now, at this point, Vodka's just pure boom. And Vodka's pure boom against Leary, who's going to go up to 5 TCs. Leary's got the better boom. Then, you're thinking maybe Berbers have the stable advantage. Well, Heart is in a much better position than Kamigawa. And then Ganji, he's 3 TCs, but he can't exactly breathe right now because MBL is here. And MBL's also on 3 TCs as well, so WeSports just pulling further and further ahead. I actually think going Halb here would be insanely strong because every single player on the RoR and Friends team is making Knights. Could even argue the Mongol player should go Camel, but I think there's other things the Mongols will want to do. Will we have waited longer for the games than the series will actually take? I don't know. Like, RoR is keeping this competitive. They're still in this game. But once the eco counts get to about 70 or 80, that's when the military really starts to spam. And I think we're just hitting that point where we could start to see Knights dive TCs. So +2 armor for Hart. He'll dive underneath the TC from Ganji. Here we have Hart as well. Hart's playing like such a god right now. Sniping the Scorpions from Kamigawa. MBL still camping here with this crossbows. I think Hart is just, he's just flying right now. Like, he's everywhere. Sees a Scorpion, snipes the Scorpion. Sees Vils, he's killing the Vils. 20 Knights. And RoR is just falling apart, guys. Ganji has every single TC garrison right now. He's not going to have resources. He's in such a rough position. And poor Kamigawa can barely afford to produce enough to deal with this, too. Do have a castle and Mangadai on the way for Vodka, but the heart of the RoR team is Kamigawa and Ganji, and they're both being destroyed right now. Meanwhile, MBL building an archer range in the back. Meanwhile, militia from Ganji killing a monk. These are the things we miss. I'm glad I looked. Sometimes I'll look at what the minimap is showing, and it'll be something completely irrelevant. But that was a pretty big deal, I guess. The scouts are actually still out there for Ganji, too, so just being a pest. Yeah, Tenki, this is the first round. First round for both these teams in the main event. Both had to play through the qualifier. WeSports, the 3rd seed against the 13th seed, RoR and Friends. And I like RoR and Friends. I think they're a great team, but they have not been able to get into a rhythm this game. Ever since Feudal Age, really. We got lions and a crocodile chasing camels. All right. Life gets worse for Vodka. 30 Knights right now for Hart. Imp on the way for MBL. Defensive castle now for Ganji. There's MBL's villager. Just chilling in the back. I wouldn't put it past MBL to build a castle with that villager. I think he's just placed a bunch of outpost foundations so they can have vision back there. And oh man, this fight is horrible for RoR. WeSports is going to clear up all these Scorpions. Man, they've made so many Scorpions, RoR, and they really haven't done anything at all with Heart's Knights out here. They're trying to make the Scorpions to help against the crossbows. But Heart's eco is crazy good. And Leary's eco is crazy good. Leary is going to be going Mangadai from multiple castles with 130 villagers. Now, Vodka's trying. Vodka's is already an imp. He's going to have 3 castles. He's in the best position for the team. But he's going to have to play 1v3 almost with how good the positions are for the other players right now. Villagers still casually building outposts in the back. That's where trade will be, so it's important to have that vision and be in that area. And Leary's even still taking elephants, which is kind of crazy. Leary shouldn't be too surprised by these Mangadai, because he hasn't really had to do anything but boom here. And that's been the same for Vodka, which is why both players are in such good positions. There is a bit of a risk, though, because these will have imp upgrades here, and Leary's not imp for a minute, so Leary has to be careful here. Heart's not up yet. Heart's still producing Knights. Heart's going to be up at 40 Knights. And they already took out 1 TC from Kamigawa. They should be able to take out the next. And at least, like, Ganji dropped the castle so he could stabilize. But I'm really not sure what to suggest here. They're just so outgunned. Dropping defensive castles is probably the best thing they can do. But, I mean, these armies are just too hard to stop right now. Leary hits Imp. Leary has enough Mangadai to get over here and deal with this. Vodka's new Mangadai mass needs to come save his team. He can't push. He has to stop this somehow. Here comes Leary, Elite Mangadai on the way. And they'll take some trades around the pyramid. Don't damage the pyramid, guys. And Leary has the better upgrades already. Yeah, this is looking rough. Anything you make, there's not a single thing that you can suggest to RoR and friends to make that changes their position right now. They tried Siege. The Siege just got picked up by Knights. Mangadai is, of course, a great unit and could potentially deal with all of this, but Leary's going to have his own. And MBL actually even going to stonewall this just in case, just for the future. It feels very close to GG. I mean, remember, we haven't seen Heart hit Imp yet. He's on the way. Tons of forward control for them right now. It has been all WeSports and friends. They've been so good. Well, clearly the 20 minutes they took to look at the map and, I guess, you know, eat paid off because they played it near perfect. Sick. MBL's villagers outposted the outside. We'll see if they expand out there. And this is like maybe the best time for Vodka to take a fight, right? Because this is against just Castle Age Knights. These will be upgraded soon. Leary's here on the other side. And this is what I meant, right? Only Vodka's really in it for his team. Leary can match that, if not outplay that. And then you have MBL. And then you have Heart. And the GG's called. Crazy game. I mean, Leary just went for the crazy boom this game. His economy was insane. He ate elephant after elephant on the outside. Heart and MBL, though, I felt like they were the key. Really, Heart. I mean, Heart's feudal age time and the damage he did with his scouts was amazing. He killed plenty of villagers from Kamigawa, killed some villagers and harassed Ganji. MBL's archers swooping in gave Ganji a hard time. I think the initial opening from Ganji was good. And you know, I haven't played this map enough to know. But I think the feudal age time was brutal. You look at the difference in the uptimes. Sorry, the top's cut off, but the first one's feudal age. Heart was up at 6 minutes, 8 seconds. MBL was up at 6:22. And then Vodka was 8:02. Now, he was fast castle. But Kamigawa and Ganji, they were up at 8:51 and 9:06, respectively. So it was a 2-minute window for Heart and MBL to take the lead. And the scouts and the archers just did a lot of damage. They then also had fish control in the middle and were utilizing that. And the other team didn't have that. And then that's where the snowball started. So things definitely went wrong in early game there for RoR and friends. All right, so the way this map works, you've got the initial gold and stone area and the little fish here. It's all between the 3 players. All right, so here we've got RoR. And so you can essentially have your gold miners and your docks safe between the teams. Now, if you need to expand elsewhere, you're going into wide open desert terrain. But things get interesting. Interesting. What we saw the other day was we saw castle dropping. And we saw a Spanish drop a castle. And we saw Berbers drop a castle. So I wouldn't be surprised if we were to see a castle attempt again as well. And Ganji's on the back. Ganji's playing Spanish, so he's probably the player who would want to drop a castle. And then we have Nanimarin here, who's come in for this team. This is actually, to my knowledge, Kamigawa's brother. Used to be known as Pete Martell back in the day. So that's pretty cool. Those guys have free Carto right now, if they're still in the same place. So Gurjaras, Teutons, and Spanish. We know Spanish will drop a castle. We have Portuguese, Britons, and Hindustanis. And so maybe we could still have like scout play and camel play from the Hindustanis. We could have the Britons go archers. And then maybe MBL goes for the castle. Because you don't have enough stone in here for all your players to go for castles. But this is a really interesting map. You also don't have enough fish for everyone to dock. So you have to decide who gets to do what. And then eventually, like, you want to move out here for all the stones and golds. There are, as you can see, some boars out there that players will have to go out and get. It's a pretty crazy map, dude. This is one of my favorite maps. Some of the other maps, it's crazy, but maybe not so fun. This map is really fun. And then you also have a little bit of fish towards the front. Thank you, Bitermer. Thank you for the new sub. Welcome. It's been a rather long day, chat. Good games. Been chilling. MBL had his house delayed. I think MBL wants to make a mill on the fish. And I think we are going to see... TC drop! TC drop! Incoming, a TC drop from the Teutons. We are going to see this TC get deleted. And we are going to see a town center drop on MBL's face here in a second, guys. This is about to get real. MBL will not expect this. Red might be able to get this TC down on him. They don't want MBL to drop a castle with Portuguese. So the way you do that is you disrupt him completely. Here he goes. Now, there's one villager inside the TC. That one arrow isn't enough, and the original TC was deleted. And we have a TC going up on MBL's face. Now, things get interesting, right? Because MBL can't exactly run very far. What does MBL do from here? So Teuton's one of the best TC drop civs, not because of the TC HP, which is what Persians have, but they actually fire additional arrows from their TC. So other civs, you would go with, you would have 10 villagers inside the TC applying to arrows. Here you can go up to 25. Actually, I think you might only be up to like 15. Chad might need to tell me, but I know it's above 10. It does have the wooden come here to repair the TC. But this is just meant, like, red is not going to be high score in this game. This is simply meant to put MBL in a horrible position. So Ganji is the only one that drops a castle. Things get really interesting. Yeah, you can put 25 people in the TC, but I'm not certain if you get 25 extra arrows. That's why I asked chat, but I think you do. Anyways, MBL is not choosing to repair this TC. And MBL is just going to let it go down. And then he's going to need to rebuild a new one. But where does he build it? He will need to wall up so villagers don't run through like this. We have Kamigawa getting to Feudal Age. I love how they sub the player in just to do this. This is his job, guys. He didn't just decide to do this. This is the only reason they brought him in. This is why he's on the team. MBL's gonna TC there. That looks so funny. And Red's like, let me in. Because you really just want to disrupt as much as possible. You have a TC now. You can produce vills if you get the food. You don't want MBL to be able to build a new one. MBL is building a new one. Meanwhile, we're going to see archers from Leary soon. So Red's going to have to run away. And oh my god, Red is just YOLOing in here. Red, maybe you need to back away. Red, back away! No, you're trapped! Hart could make a demo or something. Oh no! Oh no, what have you done? He's gone too far. Uh-oh. He needs to escape, man. Oh, he quick walled? MBL's gonna lose a Vill? MBL's gonna lose another Vill? MBL could lose another Vill. This is so funny. For everyone, well, I mean, it's funny for everyone else. It's not so funny for MBL. Alright, make a demo! Make a demo! Run! Dude! No! What a sick play from Heart. And Red regrets going in there. He's down to 10 vills now. And MBL's on 20 on the way to Feudal Age. Okay, so Heart and MBL did a great job there. Red is out of the game. Okay, Red's base is now, like, not in a great position. It's next to the enemy, which is the last place you want to be. You're going to be surrounded by scouts. You're going to be surrounded by archers. Red is dead. MBL's delayed. I wouldn't say he's dead, but he's not going to have his castle anytime soon. And, elsewhere, we've got Kamigawa, who is actually fish trapping like crazy. So he hasn't actually added any army. He's going crazy greed with fish traps. And then we got Ganji, who's been on stone this whole time. And Ganji is going to go fast castle. So you sacrifice one player so two players can be greedy. That's the thinking. And the eco for Kamigawa is going to be ridiculous with the fish trap boom. Big Black Forest player, and this is just... They're taking a risk to try and get a win, and I like it. It might not work, but they can't play standard against these guys and have success. Also like this from MBL. Really making use of the shorefish on the outside. I also love this from Ganji to know that he can't let units in here, so he stonewalled that. So, yeah, Ganji's going to be up. Ganji would drop a castle. Now, Ganji is not going to be able to drop the castle forward anywhere. And I'm really interested to see what happens with Red. Because, like, you're only going to get more vills here. Which means you're only more exposed. And eventually, you're just not in a good position. So I guess you really just need your teammates to get the kills. Market's on the way up for Kamigawa. I think it'd be worth it for Leary and for Hart to maybe dive underneath this DC. If they were to get through this gate. There's a house there, so I don't think they will. But they could eventually break through. Kamigawa, soon going to have the food to click up. Still adding the fish traps. Ganji's going to be up. I mean, Ganji's not... There's no army around him. But I still don't think it's worth taking the risk to leave your base. I think you just need to drop the castle at home and get the conks out as quickly as possible. I was thinking there might be a chance he makes a run for it and castle's like right next to Heart and right next to Red to save Red. But it's not worth the risk. Okay. There's a castle. That's a good castle. Kamigawa's eco is super messy. Let's check Red's collected real quick. Just see. Yeah, so like the fish boom is paid off. But it will pay off with food. Obviously, he's gone heavy onto wood. He's collected more resources than anyone this game with this approach. And it will get better, too. Like, this continues. And then eventually, if he has space, he can farm, too, with the extra wood. Like, it'll work really well. MBL is not really in the picture. And neither is Red. And that's kind of what they wanted. A 2v2 for now, but eventually MBL can become a big threat. Red is in Dark Age still. And is attacking houses. But, Nani, you need to be careful, buddy. Pete, be careful. Oh my god, look at these house walls, actually. He's so good. Holy. And MBL is going to drop a tower there. Conks are going to be on the way. And then it's going to be camels, maybe. Or maybe even Sravamshas from the Gurjaras. There's a signal from Ganji. He actually scouted this. And what a find! MBL's got all those sorts of villagers over here. That is a crazy find. Is Red going to drop another one right now? Can he fit another TC there? I want him to drop on Heart. Come on, Red. Let's go. Drop it right here where the conks are. I don't know if it ranges the TC. Oh, here he comes. Here he comes. Here we go. Heart is running away with these vills. Villagers going down. Heart needs to flee for gold. Here goes Red. Maybe Red just wants to find a new home. Maybe Red won't TC drop. There's also Vills over here for Heart. Shravamsha Riders now for Kamigawa. Leary will notice that. And then the Conquistadors right now for Ganji are wrecking Leary and wrecking Heart. I mean, there's so many exposed villagers over here. This is working, guys. This is actually working. And we haven't talked about MBL much. Dude, you're just gotta be... You'd be crazy to do this. Here he goes. I love how Leary's over here looking for Vills, and now the TC's gone. Can he fit that in a position that actually ranges Heart's TC? Let's go! Yeah! I live here now. Yeah, check the lease agreement. I'm on it too, bud. Here we go. All right. Meanwhile, Conks are going to wreck MBL. We got Shravamsha's about to hit Heart. And we're going to have a castle from MBL. Ooh, that's interesting. So that... Oof, this is like... This is not good. But for our red player, this is not good. He wasn't expecting that. And now he's going to need to escape. The Heart does garrison there. MBL couldn't really garrison much here, but Heart's here with camels against the Conks. And Red's going to need to get away. And get away fast. And MBL, great recovery from him to stay in this. Now he can make organ guns too, a really strong unit. And Red is still in Dark Age, so that is a problem. He did just put villagers on stones somewhere. I don't know where. But Kamigawa's getting hit. They still haven't taken engagement against Leary's crossbows. That's an issue. They need to kill these crossbows. Oh, Red's going to take the stone here. Yeah, because Red can't afford another TC, so... Bit of a problem there. Shravamsha's still roaming around. Here, Heart, I think, is looking for Red's villagers. And Leary still has not really been dealt with. Like, Leary lost a couple vills, but he's chilling, guys. He's on 2 TCs making crossbows. Like, Heart did a great job with this town center and this town center on the other side. Like, WeSports has just kind of been able to settle this down now. The TC for Heart will actually stay up as well. It won't be shot down. He's still repairing it. And my opinion on Shravamsha Riders is they're not actually good against archers in Castle Age. I think that their dodge, once their dodge is gone, they still have too low of HP to be good against crossbowmen. So if you know, you have the mass of them and the initial engagement is good, maybe. But I don't know if Kamigawa can afford enough of them. The fish traps don't seem to be enough. Oh, and he doesn't realize he's losing his camels. Disaster. Disaster. He doesn't know, guys. He's trying to micro here. He's trying to micro here. He's trying to add TCs. And all those camels just attack those crossbows. Really expensive loss for him. I think WeSports have weathered the storm. And, okay, so now Red, I mean... Red is just going to try and be a pest. Red is no TC gaming. Is walling up the golds. Is going to do some... I don't know, make a dock here for some demos. I guess you can't make demos in Dark Age. Okay, is walling in MBL's Vills. Is going to build a TC here. We're rebooming, boys. We're rebooming. Let's go. Never expected. Oh, Leary's crossbows with the Britons with the 8 range just continues to dominate. Leary's just had such an easy game. I don't want to say easy. He makes it look easy, but for him, it's like he didn't have anyone attack him in feudal. He only got hit in castle after he had town centers set up and was on this many crossbows. So who knows if this TC even completes, by the way. They'll be looking for him over here. I don't know if they'll really need to look for him, though. There's a lot of conks around and Shravamsha still that they have to focus on. MBL's looking for. But let's see how these Shravamshas do. You see what I mean? It's like their dodge is why they're quote-unquote good. I think Elite Shravamsha is different because their dodge, shield, whatever, is a lot stronger. Plus, they get more attack stats and HP. Red's villagers will get killed by the organs. And any hope that RoR and friends had is slowly slipping away. Someone asked in the previous game, is it possible that we might have waited more before games and in between games than actually seen games this series? And someone will, with way too much time on their hands, is going to have to add it up. But it's going to be pretty close. These have been pretty convincing wins here for WeSports. Yeah, the demo was huge, but like, I really think it's just that Kamigawa and Ganji needed to get more damage, right? Red was never going to reboom back into this game. Red was there to be a pest. That's it. But we're now in a situation where MBL's economy is actually fine. He's imping. And Leary is in a dream scenario. Hart is in a dream scenario. Red was the setup man, you know? I think MBL may drop a couple Fatorias at this rate because his eco's kind of low. Might be the move with the Portuguese. I'm sure he'll do it. And Ganji, just 7 Conquistadors. He does have a really nice boom behind. So 4 TCs. Kamigawa's got a really nice boom behind, too. They have more vills than Leary and than Hart, but the military's an issue. They can't take these fights against Hindustani camels, Portuguese organ guns, and Britain crossbows. Red's playing a completely different game right now. Red's in a peaceful land. Actually, I prefer it. It's so nice and kind over here. There's not a whole lot happening. And Leary just waiting with this crossbow mass to upgrade to Arbalest, where he'll have potentially 11 range over the opponent. It's already been tough with 8 range. This is only going to get worse. This is where, guys, you may be in a bad spot if you're Red, but you need to be the emotional support system of your team. Okay? This is where you pump up your boys. And you're like, you go, Kamigawa. Good stuff, bro. Great work. We got this, guys. We got this. You just got to keep saying positive things. And then your teammates tell you to shut up because they're focused. But, you know, you try your best. Do what you can. Do what you can for the team. Sick job again, though, from WeSports. Like, the amount of TCs they have on the shoreline is really impressive. The fact that they just kind of spread out. Spreading out against the conk push is good, because if you're stuck in one spot, that's where you have your problems. Forward castle from Leary. This will go up. Red is at 5 vills and doesn't have the food to produce another one yet. Oh, there we go. 6 vill in queue. And the GG's called. And WeSports and friends win 3-0 in the first round. They were the 3rd seed for a reason. RoR and friends, the strategy didn't really click today. I like this game. Like, again, you know that you're not as good in the standard scenario as the others. The thought process of TC dropping the castle dropper on the other team so your castle dropper can actually execute their build and they can't, I actually like that. I think that that aspect is good. The issue was Hart and Leary played so good, as we see in MBL Fatoria, that, like, in the 2v2, they just won the 2v2, right? The crossbow play from Leary was fantastic. The eco expansion from Hart and the camels was fantastic. So they turned it into a 2v2 for a bit, and they were losing the 2v2. And then MBL came back into the picture, and then it was a 3v2. And also, if you're going to TC drop anybody, you don't want your first TC drop to be on the guy who doesn't really have the same build orders as your average player. MBL says, oh, you bring the chaos to me? Bro, I invented chaos. He doesn't really care. But just look at the fights there from Leary. Like, never was a problem whatsoever. Shravamsha just wasn't it, even with full armor. And, yeah, the resources collected too, like the boom. The boom was good for Kamigawa, but the units just weren't there. I felt like the res was super smooth there for Hart and Leary. And MBL have obviously collected 3 times more than Red. So, I want to see Red's APM. You can see it started off, was real excited. Maybe we drop the TC here, and then this is where he was at the end. Microing his 5 villagers around. Oh, man. GG. All right, so we're going to go through the results of the day and just touch on a little bit, like, kind of what's coming up next for this tourney. Good day of casting, guys. Thank you, everyone, for watching. WeSports winning. No surprise, perhaps, but here's what everything looks like after the first round, all right? Remember, it is a double elim tournament. So the teams that you saw fall this weekend, they move on, and they will face each other. So there should be some really close sets in that lower bracket. But in the upper bracket, we'll have Gamer Legion versus Slepody, who is Slam, Freaking Andy, and Capwatch. Tougher task for Gamer Legion. I think Gamer Legion's still the big favorites there. But we'll see what the strategy looks like and the preparation from both teams. Ling Wan A, Yo's team, they looked very strong. They should be the favorites up against Dreamers, but the Argentinians looked really smooth too. Nikov's got a pretty good squad there, if you ask me. WeSports got the job done we just saw. They'll be up against Fox. And, I mean, that should be a crazy series. I think Fox WeSports might be the closest one I'm seeing. And then you have My Insanity, who beat Taiwan 3-2. They are going to be up against Suomi. And so that was an interesting one. You know, I haven't seen Max play in a while. So Max was back. And so we'll see My Insanity versus Finland. That should also be a really good upper bracket series. I'm expecting big things there. Now, in the lower brackets, I don't know. I really like all these teams. Like, Black Sails, like Dragonstar's team against Dogal's team, should be pretty close. Lingwan B's got the... these guys took a game off of Slepody, and like Ming, Bad Koala, Jibatong, they're only going to get better. I think they're the favorites against Combi, most likely. Yeah, I would say they're most likely the favorites there. Condor and Igalos played sick against Fox. Fox, I think, was the most prepared big team in the entire event so far. And so I think the fact they took them to 3-2 is big. I think they'll be the favorites over RoR, who we just saw. And then Taiwan and Sal's is actually crazy because Taiwan performed super well, had great strategy, and also prepared. I think Sal's is the favorite just because of the star power, like Vinchester and Classic Pro. And they've got 2 good players they can bring in. Antagonist and Wide both are really solid, like, partnering players. But yeah, that's what things look like. And then basically, if you make it to the second round, or you make it to the playoff portion, you move into a quarters, semis, and then final. So that's how things work. I miss Evelyn from Facebook actually talking about weird accounts. Evelyn from Facebook was hilarious. So on Facebook, right, there were a lot of weird bots. So it would be like, and there would be a lot of like preachy Christian bots, like, the Lord Jesus is your savior and you should, be forgiven of your sins. It would just randomly come into the Facebook streams. So we assumed they were bots, but there was this one account named Evelyn, but it wouldn't like tell me to click a link. It wouldn't tell me to go to a website. It wouldn't tell me to confess to Jesus. There was no like end game. And it would just say that like, hello, baby. You're so cute today, baby. It would like say things in broken English about how attracted it was to me, or they were to me. And it might have actually been a human. I don't know. But Evelyn was funny. Evelyn was funny. Okay, here we are. Hardy, edit out the intro where I said baby a lot for YouTube. That would be weird.